Hi there, welcome to my views and news. US Embassy in Addis Ababa issued a statement today. Is the embassy mocking the Prime Minister of Ethiopia or is it trying to console the Prime Minister? What happened? What was this statement about? Secondly, Sudanese deputy head of Sovereignty Council is visiting Eritrea. What is the agenda? While the Sovereignty Council, which is led by Burhan, leaders are visiting Eritrea. Civilian leaders are going to meet in Addis Ababa. They're arriving in Addis Ababa since yesterday, reportedly, and they'll meet tomorrow. I think for 5 days. Not tomorrow, I think they'll meet on Sunday. And the meeting will go on for around 5 days. So, what is happening? Firstly, viewers, that Kenyan president is visiting US. Historic visit. He's being warmly welcomed there. Red carpet is being rolled out, you can say. Kenya has been declared now a major non-NATO US ally. Agreements being signed about military cooperation, about investment in Kenya by American companies. Ruto was seen at Oval Office sitting in a chair and Biden standing behind him. Uh, Ruto and Kenya are now America's new strategic partner in this region, in East Africa, Horn of Africa. Interestingly, US Embassy in Ethiopia today issued a statement, a message about Ruto's visit, but the message mentioned Haile Selassie's visit of the US. Now, we know that relations between the Ethiopian government and US Embassy in Ethiopia have been a little tense recently. Why? Because Arvind Masinga, US ambassador to Ethiopia, a few days ago delivered a speech in Addis Ababa and he accused Ethiopian government of imprisoning its critics. He called for genuine national dialogue. At the same time, he asked Fano that Fano should not reject dialogue, it should talk. He asked Ola, TPLF too, that all should resolve their issues through talks, through dialogue. He called for peace, called for dialogue. But Ethiopian government, Ethiopian foreign ministry issued a statement saying that the ambassador violated diplomatic decorum and he was ill-informed. He gave unsolicited advice to obviously diplomatic tensions. And the government wanted the ambassador to correct the statement. No correction so far. Embassy remained silent. Arvind Masinga remained silent. But today, embassy issued a statement. The US Embassy in Ethiopia says that the visit of William Ruto's visit of the US reminds that US always had good relations with countries of East Africa. Like Haile Selassie visited the US in 1960. He was also warmly welcomed there. Haile Selassie's picture has also been shared by the US Embassy in Ethiopia. Now, what was the purpose of comparing or mentioning Haile Selassie's visit and Ruto's visit to the US? Is the US mocking the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, the Ethiopian government, that in the past Haile Selassie and Ethiopia had influence and they were welcome in the US? They were strategic partners, and now Kenya has replaced Ethiopia. Or is the embassy consoling the Prime Minister that don't be disappointed? We had good relations in the past too. We'll gradually improve our relations too. Well, anyone who is a neutral observers won't find this message as a message of consoling someone. It seems that the message wouldn't go well with the Ethiopian government. Now, people would compare Haile Selassie's era, Abiy's rule. They'll compare Abiy and Ruto, Ethiopia and Kenya. Even if the embassy issued the statement with good intention, it won't go well with the Ethiopian government, I believe. So far, as I said earlier, the US embassy has not corrected its statement, its position. The ambassador Vimasinghe gave a policy speech about how to resolve conflicts in Ethiopia a few days ago. Secondly, we heard some developments in Eritrea and Sudan. Deputy chairman of Sudan's Sovereignty Council is visiting Eritrea. His name is Malik Agar. Malik Agar is deputy and Burhan is the chairman of Sovereignty Council. Sovereignty Council is the top body in Sudan, which is leading the country. Military is part of it. Civilians are not part of it, you can say. The Sovereignty Council was formed to steer the country towards election, towards democracy, true democracy, but it was dominated by military. Abdullah Hamdok, when tried to reclaim his due position, Burhan tried to uh, uh, impose martial law, and he tried to stage a coup. The right word is coup. He tried to stage a coup, and Hamdok was put under house arrest. He was arrested. Later, he was released too. But then Hamdok resigned. This is the senior most top body in Sudan. Malik Agar has visited Eritrea in the past too, last year too. What is the agenda of this visit? Is Malik Agar attending the Eritrean Independence Day celebrations, or are there any other agenda points too? We don't know, but it seems that Sudan is going to split now, especially if Al-Fashir falls to rapid support forces. If somehow they manage to capture Al-Fashir, Sudan will be virtually split in two zones. RSF not in a position to take control of entire Sudan. SAF, Sudanese military, cannot impose its threat in entire Sudan. Either they'll come to the table, resolve issues through dialogue, or you'll see two de facto Sudans, you can say. Both will try to get recognition. Where will the political forces stand? Let's see. There are more than one political platforms of forces. And from the 26th of May, some political forces are meeting in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. The Kadum is a coalition of these political forces. They're going to organize meetings here for 5 days. They'll be in Addis Ababa. Abdullah Hamdok, the former prime minister, is due to arrive in Addis Ababa. So, military elements, Sovereignty Council deputy chairman and foreign minister too. They're visiting Eritrea. The civilian civilian faction visiting Ethiopia. Where is Hamati? We don't know. I reported last night about the arrival of a plane which is used by Hamati in Addis Ababa. Still, I couldn't find more updates. Maybe Hamati also arrived in Ethiopia. Hamati is very close to Abiy, but so far no official confirmation. It seems that in coming days we could see some developments about the future of Sudan. Will Sudan stay united under one government? This is the most important question. Let's see. Thank you for watching.